It's a lie. He's
That's
lying.
Not a lie. I close my eyes.
Robert, you're making it weird. It's a lie.
I'm not. I do close my eyes. I really do.
Robert, that's even weirder.
Because first
like,
and
imagine
foremost,
if I'm walking past you and you're just.
I do that. I'm still dead ass.
Bro, the women are gonna go farther away from you because you're just, think about it.
I'm dead ass.
If you're making a thing, it's gonna be a thing.
Yeah.
Well,
he's gonna make
there's
it a thing.
certain people who don't make things a thing, and then they're on something. What's up, y'all? It's Cartier Rob back here again. And once again, thank you all so much. Because if you're choosing this podcast, you're choosing laughter, you're choosing journalism, you're choosing a good time today. So thank you for commenting, subscribing. And to my right.
Well, technically. Tay Ford is here once again, as always.
What's up, y'all? Andrew Biro here, owner of Aging Guardians. Send me your grandparents.
That sounded crazy.
Hey, yo.
For context, I work with seniors and I help them transition out of their homes.
They've
So
seen
that's
the
what I mean
episode.
that. Yeah.
They've seen that episode.
When you
Okay,
say
perfect.
you help them transition, what do you mean by that?
So, like, when your grandparents are living at home and they're, like, kind of getting older, they just need assistance,
Help
right?
them get to a better place.
Yeah. So, kind of like, a lot of times I think seniors
The I Am Legend scene
Ooh, which one?
at the end.
Wait, I
The
think
fuck?
I think I missed that.
Never mind.
When he was getting attacked?
No, the dog.
Oh, you said the dog.
Yes.
That wasn't the end.
Yeah. Oh, pretty much.
No, the fuck it wasn't.
Man, pretty much.
He killed it.
Doesn't he kill the dog?
Yes, but that's nowhere near the end.
Are we really being that ticky-tacky?
Yes.
Should I run at the zombie with a grenade?
Maybe you should just stay within the lines. But since you can't do that, let's play another game. What do y'all play no games about? And since you're no longer a guest, yeah, we're not going to go through the whole spiel.
Wait, what's the whole spill? I want the whole spill.
The same shit we did last week.
Well, let's do it again. That was fun, though.
Okay, I'll go because I actually have one. I want to play no games about.
No, he said you need a spiel as far as like breaking down what it is.
Oh, I thought I had like a whole introduction. My bad.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, thought about this one today. So I played on games about. I think it's called Boss Sour, and there's this new like sour healthy candy where like it's like a healthy alternative, and I actually tried a pack, and they're trash. Like I've heard like Keith Leaf and all these other like famous people try Boss Sour.
Keith Lee.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's a Chief Keef.
You said Keith Leaf.
Okay, that guy. And it's actually it's actually not that good. Like I had the cranberry, I had the blueberry, I had the strawberry, and like it's aggressively like just sugar. Like I don't even taste the fruit with it.
So what part of this is healthy?
Well, it's supposed to be like clean ingredients. Like it's supposed to be better than like a bag of Sour Patch Kids. And it was just kind of like a warhead on steroids.
Wait, is this your favorite candy? Or?
No, I was trying like a new like sour
I
candy.
mean, I'm sure in theory, like Coke is probably better for you than heroin, but like,
yeah.
seem kind of comfortable.
Boss Sour?
No, Tay is correct.
You seem kind of comfortable doing that.
Sometimes I wonder about me.
Since
Do you have diabetes?
wow. Was that a black joke? No.
Wow. Is that how you feel, Andrew?
Oh my god.
But yeah, it's not that good. So if y'all get like ads for
Wrong
Yeah.
Boss Sour, it's
That's
not
a
the hype.
no-go. Okay. Honestly, for me, recently is restaurants. There's a lot of vibes going on in restaurants, and there's a lot of like, no taste to these new restaurants. And we recently had a restaurant that we tried. It was a Haitian restaurant, and the vibes was great, right? Everything, but the food,
Con?
yeah, terrible. So
Wow.
yeah,
That's crazy.
we've been to a couple of them, and there was another one that we went to recently that was just vibes, like beautiful, right? You walk in, you're like, hell yeah, I would bring a date here. You order food, bro, and it's like $100 after that, and it tastes like shit.
What'd you get, if you don't want me asking? 'Cause I've had it a few
Fried
times.
chicken. So the Haitians, fried chicken was awful. It was like literally they dropped it in a fucking oil pan with no ingredients, and they just go, here you go. And it had this like salad thing that you could eat, like finger foods, but like it just fell apart, like, and then we didn't even know how to eat it. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, we've been hating on that quite a bit.
So not gonna lie, when you initially opened and you said restaurants, I thought you said restrooms. And when you said rest, and so hearing restrooms were a vibe, I was gonna have some follow-up questions.
Oh, my bad, my
But
bad. Restaurants.
No, you good.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
You good.
Maybe because I'm just like angry about all the vibes and no taste. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Do you blow up the restaurant while you're there?
Hell no. That's at home. Yeah.
Respectfully. But no. What do I play no games about? I play no games about us starting summer pretty early and this disrespectful fuck just opening up these red vines and making all this damn noise.
What?
Wow, it's
I
crazy.
muted him at one time. Everyone else picked it up.
No,
As
but
soon as he picked that up.
yeah,
Right,
but nah.
right.
I would say like, summer starting early. We are getting the summer vibes back, and brunch needs to be a thing for real. And
What is it?
brunch.
Oh, hell yeah.
Sunday fun day?
Yeah. I think as men, we don't brunch enough. I just want to throw that out there. I love brunching. You know what I mean? Like, my favorite restaurant right now is An. It's a beautiful Vietnamese restaurant, North Portland. Yep, North Portland, and it's a Vietnamese brunch spot. And it's beautiful. So yeah,
How deep in the north?
look up An right now, somebody.
Is it like off of Williams, or like are you actually like closer to like St. John's?
Here we go. An, Anan. I'm not good with streets, so yeah.
Me either.
You pass. You know where Interstate is?
All right, sorry.
Oh, so yeah, it's past Interstate.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. Oh shit, that's over by my old high school. That's what's
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
I'm gonna check it out. Yep.
There's maybe a future guest. No pun intended. Champagne Poetry. I hear they have good brunch.
Yeah. But I know.
Wonder if they're a guest.
Yeah,
Wait, why are we
we'll see.
laughing? Who's the guest? Like, you're making it weird now. Who's the guest? Who's the guest?
Yeah, I completely went over his head.
Oh.
There's a good chance Champagne Poetry may be coming on soon.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That place is cool.
Yeah.
Vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Dan.
So let's get straight into it. I could just peel the band-aid back. So, as many of you probably are pretty aware, there was a tragic incident between Tory Lanes, Meg Thee Stallion, and Meg's friend Kelsey. Approximately, what year are we in? 2025. So this had to be like
22?
No, the actual incident was like 2020 itself. Tory went to trial, I believe, in December of 22 and was convicted of several charges, which resulted in him being sentenced to, I believe, 13 years in prison,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. So just today, a few hours ago, I want to say approximately about 2 p.m. this afternoon, Kelsey's former security guard reached out to an organization, and the Fat Dragons are going to help me because I can't remember the name of the organization, but they worked with Tory's legal team. And Fat Dragons, really just pleading for you to help me right here because I'm drowning. And I thought you had this ready. Jesus Christ.
So you actually threw me. Am I on? Yeah. You actually threw me for a loop when you started talking about the whole trial because everything I was reading was about the stabbing in prison.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, shit. I got to go back and read about the trial.
No.
So what do you want me to fact check?
Just the name of the organization. I want to say it's called Justice for All or something to that effect.
Unite the People.
Unite the People. Yep. Forgive me. But, yeah, so they had a statement earlier today claiming that Kelsey's former security guard reached out to them stating that Tory had no involvement with the shooting. That was actually Kelsey that discharged a firearm 3 times, then resulting in Megan being shot. So, Rob, Drew,
Andrew.
or Andrew. Sorry,
You're good. You're good.
my apologies. We gotta just distinguish Drew versus
Yeah.
new Andrew.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
So before we get started, I at least just want to say this: we're going to play no games about this, but also we have an audience member here today, and we have a woman, and she's gonna make sure if we get out of control, she's gonna make sure we come back.
Yeah.
But I really just want to say this before we have a deep conversation. Women are hurt by men a lot of times, and I just want that to be known. And we are just talking about the case because there are women who are truly affected by domestic violence, partner violence, all the things.
Yep.
So I know y'all will miss this part of the clip, but just know we have an audience member to keep us on pace.
Yeah.
That is a woman. The camera can't show you, but is there a woman in the room?
As all men, we yes.
There's two,
Yeah.
oh yeah, technically no, she's not. She's not in the room.
She's here.
She's here, but she's not
She's
in the
here.
room.
So
There she is.
that's all I want to say. We're just talking about this case because this was a pivotal case for our generation. So, Tay,
Wait. So, question: by your logic, if I have like some like crazy wild takes to like say, as long as I have somebody from that group
Shut up,
in the
Andrew.
room,
Shut up,
I'm
Andrew.
okay to say
Shut
it.
up, Andrew. Shut up, Andrew.
No, but to my initial question though, how do y'all feel about this like update?
Man, I'm gonna say it like this: when we were at the height of this, it was like peak, like men versus women type of thing, and like every conversation was like, if you don't believe Meg, you hate women. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I just want some evidence. And then I might change my opinion. And then men were like, yeah, he didn't do that, but we need evidence. So I think for me, I think the sensitivity around this is just a lot. And then once again, because I'm going to drop allegedly. If this is true, right? This is just, I don't want to say it pokes holes in the statement of believe all women and all that manner, but I also say where it's kind of like, I think we have to believe all evidence. And if this is actually legit evidence, this does kind of put holes in Megan's story, and it kind of makes you think, who are your friends you're really hanging out with? You know?
Yeah.
It makes it kind of interesting why, what's Megan's friend? Kelsey?
Former friend, Kelsey.
Former friend, where it's kind of like, man, the company you keep, where it's kind of like, you got that fanned out over a man and you did all that, so it's like weird. But,
well, I can't actually recall who was allegedly fucking him first, so I don't know who would technically be the one that was fanned out, but
I don't know.
Yeah.
Andrew?
I mean, like, honestly, I'm not familiar with this case. So, like, for me, I think that, we would hope that the justice system did what it's supposed to do, right? I'm not saying, like, like, we don't believe her, we don't believe him. I don't have much to say about this case.
Great politician at work right now.
No, it's just more of, like, I don't want to, like, comment on things that, like, because I don't want, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I'm not familiar with the case, so
That's fair.
yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Tay, I'm kick back to you with getting this news. Once again, please, before he speaks, go back to that statement I said 5 minutes ago.
okay. As always is my role on this damn podcast for whatever reason. I will jump on the proverbial cross right now.
We're here for it. I mean, we're here for it, but like I said, I'm just not
You
familiar.
didn't say that. I don't have enough information. You knew. We have a witness. You heard the Megan Tory shit back in.
No, totally. Like, I obviously, like, supposedly he shot her.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were know
Yeah, I didn't know shit.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm like, because you're saying like this dropped today where his friend supposedly
No, not his friend.
or her
Kelsey's security guard.
Disappeared. Tory Lanes stabbed 14 times. So like obviously there's like some sort of correlations there, but like I said, I'm not familiar with it. So
Okay, law and order.
Well, I'll just say this. being someone who has shot multiple guns, I'm very much aware that there tends to be gun residue on people's hands after you've been using firearms quite a bit. I just thought it was quite peculiar that none of the GSR evidence could conclusively distinguish who shot Megan. My thoughts and prayers are to her because she was shot in the incident. If I'm to take these claims that Kelsey allegedly shot him, there was a failure on the justice system's part in terms of Tory's involvement with the actual claim that he shot her. He would still be in jail for owning a firearm, I believe, as a former felon in the state of California. So that's a whole separate incident. However, his sentencing would be a lot different. I just hope for prayers and, for everyone in this situation, because I know there's been a heavy thing on a lot of folks, a lot of people's fan bases, families, friends, so forth and so forth. For the people who were so adamant to say he was guilty or innocent, one way or the other, I just think it's funny that now that new information is coming out, I'm seeing a lot of people making claims of you weren't there, so let's all just be quiet, because when the trial was happening, nobody was being quiet, but that's neither here nor there.
I think for me, I'm just like, is this...
And you don't hate black women just because you have an opposing opinion.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, is this... because it's like a roller coaster. I feel like the gender war, there's like a peak and then there's like a valley, and then like this is gonna like, if my man or if my girlfriend doesn't do that, and then you go on the first date and you're like, I feel like it like slowly like seeps into like every day, where it's kind of like, the world's not perfect. And I think at the same time too as well, where like people get on me a lot because like I think sometimes we have to understand why people are diabolical, because it keeps coming up, where it's kind of like just wanting to understand someone doesn't mean you're okaying the behavior, because you know why true crime is so popular and why it puts you to sleep? Because you're like, why did that nigga creep into the bed and stab him 20 times? Because you're scratching your brain, because it's like the recycling of, the shootings that happen, here in America, was kind of like people always want to be like, how did this person get this far? Rather than, let's make sure this shit doesn't happen. So when it comes to this, I just hope that, we can kind of get a resolution with it, and we can have the case be the case, in my opinion, because there are, and I just gotta say it, there are women who do experience this, and it's very real, and it does make it harder to come out to say things. Now, I will say this, because this shit really happens. One thing I hated during this whole situation is some dudes know how to play the system. Well, they be like, yeah, I really believe Megan. Yeah. They would say that to a chick they liked, and then as soon as they was with the boys, no, shit. I'd be like, them the dudes you can't trust.
Yep.
Because what I'm saying right here is what I would say to anyone. Those are the dudes who are like, yeah, I opened the car door, I pay for everything.
Yeah.
Talk to me in 6 months.
Yeah.
Talk to me in 6 months.
Yeah. I agree. I think that a lot of times, especially we as men, we are scared of our own emotions. And I think that's why a lot of things that we do is just reactive to our emotions. Because I think that like one of my favorite things is falling in love. And I want to speak about that real quick. I think that helps people, and especially men, to understand what real love is, and like empathy. And I think we don't lead with that as men. I think that society has pushed us in a way where, for example, Joe Rogan, the fucking dumbass that he is, spew out conspiracy theories and tell people that they need to work out 10 times a day and take 8 ice baths so then you can be a man. And I think that's where it goes wrong with it. I think that being a man is more than that. I think that it's all about the emotion side of things. And I think that a lot of times, for example, I think Tory Lane shot Megan, I think, is because there's a lot of pent-up aggression.
True,
I just want to say that. So that's where my stance is, and I think that we have to believe women, and we can't go, oh, women get attacked a lot, but men also. But like majority of the times, women are the one that is oppressed and that is attacked a lot more than we as men. I'm not taking that away of like men aren't being attacked by women, but majority of the times it's women that are, oppressed.
I agree.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. Let me
Yeah.
hold on. Stop. I'm sorry. Yeah, I hate to be this guy.
No, please
but
be.
like,
Please be.
within that whole situation, the one like glaring thing for me was this: with the two other parties outside of our security guard who were in that car, who was the one person who would have had the highest likelihood of probable cause based off the fight that happened at Kylie Jenner's house?
I just want to say you're doing that like whataboutism where it's like you're like what about this?
No.
What about-
I'm just asking you a straight up question.
Well, I don't have the answer because I don't know, and it's like
Well, we have reports and statements from all of them of
Yeah.
of every action that happened leading up to them getting in that vehicle.
for sure. But like I
And
said,
if you're just not informed, just say that.
well, no, that's what I'm saying. I've said that at the beginning. Like I'm not informed in this case, so I wouldn't have. But it's all about whataboutism because it's like he's not convicted. They're just looking for him, so on and so on. So I do agree that if you're not at the place, I don't think we should say a lot because we don't know. Just like for example, you guys could be going through something and we're not there, and we could still talk about it even though we don't know what exactly is happening in your life. You know what I mean? So it's like I think we as society focus too much on things like that that doesn't really matter if you think about it, to where it's like focus on yourself, your community, your friends, your families,
This is my final
Good Euro
thing.
step.
yeah.
This is my final thing I would say about this. We, as a country and a culture, suffer from this. It is, we don't understand that. Go ahead, RJ.
I have a source real quick
Go ahead.
that knows Tory, and they say that he is being falsely accused.
Okay. So, in America, we struggle with this. Two things to be true at the same time. Meaning, yes, what you said is 100% true. What you said is 100% true. Now, when we talk about the sport of debate, we're just kind of like, oh, what if Jordan and Michael Jordan, if they, like, they both can coexist and live on the same chart as they're great. Meaning, there are some people who, I have to go there, don't believe Chris Brown's guilty and will go to a Chris Brown concert. Now, I'm not going to say a gender, but I'm just saying the same people who are hating on this whole situation also say the Meg thing. So all I'm here to say is both things are true. They truly are. And it takes a strong person to see both sides, and it's just difficult. So it's just kind of like what you're saying when it comes to women, that is a very true thing. I don't disagree with that. Now, I know the counterpoint of like someone who would say that we're like, well, men, they do the more violent crimes and all this other like bull crap. And
But
things like
but isn't that true though?
men that they do.
Yeah.
But also women are also targets as well, where it's like the trauma and pain Olympics. Nobody's going to win.
Yeah.
I can find the fact that this proves your fact, meaning
Yeah.
when we're talking about women, let this be a space where we talk about women. We're like, this is a real thing for women, and let's keep it like that. Then once we talk about that, put a nice bow and button on it, now let's move to the next thing that's also true at the same time about this.
Yeah.
Intersectionality,
It
correct?
is also possible to compartmentalize things in the same vein where I can say Chris Brown has abused women, he's assaulted men, he's assaulted gay people.
He did do that.
Marvin Gaye, a deplorable human being. R. Kelly's a deplorable human being,
Yeah,
so forth and so forth, right? I can isolate that. I could also say, based off of everything that we knew about that case and that incident leading up to them getting in the car, I can't speak to who shot who. I just can, with my own conductive reasoning, say who probably would be the most mad at Megan leading up to them getting in the car. And that's all I'm saying.
Exactly. All I know is if we can understand intersectionality and all this other stuff, and we can accept certain things. Like we got Medea. Medea's two things at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
No, I love that.
Bro, what?
Medea is
I love when you
a
just-
strong,
Robert, I just
is
love
a
when you
strong
say
black
random
woman
things.
and a strong man. Look at that. It exists.
Can we clip that? I love when Robert just says
Are you
random things.
are you misgendering Medea?
Ah, shit.
Some
oh,
seriously dicey ground.
Oh, I thought I was gonna hop on the cross today.
First and foremost, that's supposed to be a lighthearted joke.
Yeah,
Well,
no, it was great. It was,
Wait, Medea's.
We can always edit this stuff out, right?
Medea's gender is a
Shit.
joke to you?
No, it's not.
Wait,
Whatever your pronouns are, I'm respected. I'm respecting Medea.
Well, I would hope so. You know.
Hey, I watched Medea Goes to Space. My favorite installment.
Terrible,
Yeah.
terrible movie. What are your thoughts on it?
I thought we.
No, on the movie. Medea Goes to Space.
I don't think I've seen that.
Okay, good. I was hoping
Yeah,
you weren't
yeah.
gonna say. I was hoping you weren't gonna say some bullshit. I was
No,
like,
no,
that's
no,
not a real movie.
Hell no, no.
He's joking.
Oh yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah. No,
But
I
it's
know,
not,
I know, I
it's
know,
not a real
yeah,
movie.
yeah,
I was like, don't say some bullshit.
Well, no, that's why I was like, I don't think I've seen that.
So before we move to the next topic, I just want to clearly state, I appreciate the debate here and the conversation about
Hell
this.
yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, and I would say, women need to be heard, respected, and we need to acknowledge that a lot of people across the board are abusers.
Yeah.
And provide space for victims and not victim blame.
Absolutely.
And I will also use logic when hearing y'all situations.
Jesus Christ, that was painful. I was playing with you. All right,
Yeah.
take it away, Tay.
All
Speaking
right.
of another strong woman,
Wow, it's a crazy transition. But yeah, speaking of another strong woman, Jayden Daniels' mom has been getting a lot of heat this week for how she's, I guess you say, parented her son the last, well, probably his whole life, but the last year or so. For those of you who don't know, Jayden Daniels was Rookie of the Year for the Washington Commanders this past season, playing quarterback. His mom has frequently stated, you know, she plays no games, no pun intended, in terms of like the vetting process with women that are around her son. Some people have called her overbearing and that she needs to let her son off the titty. Other people have.
Wait, what does that mean?
yeah, what does that mean?
It's
Because I don't know what she looks like.
It's a turn of phrase people use when you have like an adult child and you have what some people might deem to be like an overbearing mother.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
yeah,
Those are tough.
yeah.
Yeah.
So with that, you know, some people were saying she's being overbearing. Other people, you know, are following what she's saying in terms of, you know, I'm trying to protect my son from being a Anthony Edwards, where I have, you know, 5 grandchildren that are to be expected within the span of a year because my son is just sticking and moving, and you know that, and yeah.
Wow.
So, how would you all feel if you were a young professional athlete and your mother was trying to, I guess for lack of better words, being involved in terms of vetting who you allow in your inner circle?
You know. Ugh.
This is kind of
And I
tough.
should also add some little more context. His mother is also his agent as
Okay.
well.
So there's like a legality to it all.
I'll go. I would say, because I do want to state, I am a mama's boy. Love my mamas, and she definitely is what we call. I know this is gimmicky, but you know, I'd say hero shit, but you know, I call her my shiro. That's my mom's.
Love that.
And but it's kind of like I do run a lot of things through her, and because you know she's very intelligent, she's business savvy, and it's kind of like my mom's never really had too much of a say in my love life, and I would just say, because I want to answer your question genuinely, if I had the mom I have right here and I was that, I think personally I wouldn't have a problem unless it became like ridiculous, like. Because there's certain things that I've seen from Jayden Daniels' mom where I'd be like, hey, Mama T, like, chill.
Okay.
But I would trust the 80%.
Now, let me ask you this. So, you know, we're going to have fun here. So, you can be honest because they're your exes. Has there ever been a woman that you brought around when your mom initially told you, yeah, I'm not feeling her?
No,
Cap,
but
cap.
no. But I will say this.
After the fact, did she tell you when it
No,
ended? Oh my god, bro! Like if you going,
Bro, I'm gonna say this.
I really hate when you're not transparent
Bro,
on this.
can you give me a second?
Wait, how long y'all been friends for?
I knew him when he was in diapers. Anyway,
Okay.
Not
Okay.
that long, but
No.
yeah.
Okay.
when he was putting blocks on the ground. Anyway, I will say this. There was a situation where I went to a family outing, and I had a new partner, and as soon as the new partner came on the scenes, people would be like, "Oh, she's so beautiful," and stuff like that. And like in the past, when I brought certain people around, they would never say that. And then like after that person left, I was like, "Why y'all keep saying that?" And then they gave me the she's just so beautiful. So that was her way of saying without saying certain shit.
Okay, so that's not really what I was getting at.
But I thought that was what.
No. What I really meant was I was asking you if there was ever a woman like
Yeah.
where the personality or energy wise your mom wasn't fucking with. So with that,
Oh,
if
okay.
you would have said yes, I would have said, okay, now in hindsight, do you wish you would have listened to Mama T?
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
What about you?
I think I had, but like I was young. Like I mean, like middle school. Like you know what I mean. So, but like I don't. I think that when you,
you was bringing girls around your family in middle school.
dude, I was okay. So I grew up in the Midwest, obviously, and my family's Catholic. So I was like, fuck that. Like I'd rather not be that and be myself. But anyways, I don't think that mom should be so invasive in your life. Personally, obviously, humbly, respectfully. But I think that mom shouldn't be so much in your life. I think that you should be your own adult. And I think that a lot of times, and I'm not saying like you shouldn't go to your parents for advice and things, but I think that you as a person should grow to what you think of you as a person, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then you built your community around you to kind of direct you in a direction that you want to go. So I don't know. I think that, I see these Instagram reels sometimes where it's like these moms would jump on like their high school boys and they're like, oh, like this is my son and he's just so beautiful and blah, blah, blah. And, you read the comments and it's just like, is she acting like his girlfriend in a way?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like that types of mom. And those are icky moms as well too. But also the invasive moms, I think it's just, it's a lot personally. Yeah.
So somebody gonna ask me something or just
Oh.
shake
Well,
their
I
head. That's kind of hard for me to answer my
I was waiting on his cue. How do you feel about it?
I gotta answer my own fucking questions.
How do
Good
you
job.
feel about
Good
it?
job.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on his motherfucking you.
Me too. That's all I'm
He's
looking.
new here. You should know better.
I'm looking at you. I'm like, what is he doing?
But in terms of like them in particular, I could see how sometimes people might take it as overbearing, but I'll say this: the way she's parented has helped get him to the point where he's at now.
Absolutely.
And I'd much rather that than, no disrespect, than if I had to juxtapose that with the shit that Anthony Edwards is dealing with.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
You want to talk about ridiculous? He's living a ridiculous lifestyle.
No,
Yeah.
That's
yeah, I'd say it, but I think part of it might be because like he's lost most of like the mother figures in his life.
exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's that men emotion you're talking about. I don't think he's really expressing it.
no.
I mean,
how old is he?
Also, he is just a 23-year-old.
Yeah, he's a kid.
Multi-millionaire.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a kid. That's a whole different level of like your intellectual abilities. It's
'cause,
like
like-
you're so beyond wealthy.
because for real, like, I know you've always been a pretty chill guy, but let's be serious here. Even with your person, even though with your like calm demeanor, if at 23, you fresh off of
Get his
Eugene's
ass.
campus, just left Taylor's last week.
Yep.
If I drop $100 million in your bank account,
With a Lambo.
are you gonna be moving the same way?
I'll have a year of fun.
Bullshit.
Yeah, you really think it's just gonna be a
Bullshit.
year?
Yeah.
Just like that's like when people say, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go play the table." Yeah, exactly. No, it's like when people say, "Yeah, I'm just going to go to the tables for like half an hour."
Yeah.
Then they wake up. Then they look at the watch and it's 6 a.m.
I'll say that Eugene Cornstar taught me a lesson. Is it before or after that?
And see, here's what I'm talking about. You like, it's that amplified to the umpteenth power.
But I will say this.
Every woman you follow on Instagram is accessible for you now.
So you're going around sleeping around for 1 year and then you're returning.
Sure.
100 mil.
Sure. Fact Dragon.
Cap.
So parallel study, unfortunately, to side with him. 80 to 90% of Amish adolescents return to the Amish church after
He's not Amish.
Rumspringa.
I'm Amish today.
I'm just saying. After,
I'm Amish to prove the point.
After was it 1 year?
Yeehaw.
After 1 year of basically going wild.
Okay. Well, here to kill that point.
Also,
he's not Amish. Secondly, the amount of sets they're having versus the amount of sets.
Whoa, why are we talking about my sexual resume?
I know some of you. I'm talking about if you had $100 million.
I would.
wait, how many 90-day trial periods can you fit in a year?
Shut up.
Oh, true. I didn't think about that.
Here we go with the bullshit. Here we go with the bullshit.
Mr. 90, how do you feel about 90-day rules?
Okay, here. Well,
It's a random pivot.
go ahead.
What do you mean? What do you mean 90 days?
No cookie for 90 days.
Oh,
What the picture is you showing them? What is that?
I don't honestly think that's a problem. I think that I don't think that's a problem. I think that we overhype that shit a lot. I think that we as men need to calm down on the idea that we need to fornicate constantly.
Yeah, we
I
gotta
also
get
learned that word when I was young and I love it.
You gotta get one of those purity rings. You gotta be like, hey girl.
You know fornication?
Baby. Oh.
Okay. Robert, keep going. Shut the lights off, everyone.
No,
Get
keep
the
them on. Keep them on.
But yeah, I think as men, we need to stop. We need to calm down about constantly wanting to fuck all the time. It's
Yeah.
You know, I tell people all the time, sex for women always starts here.
Men are dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Rough.
What?
Interesting.
God damn. Is this what you
So
guys
you're a
are like all
virgin?
the time?
Huh?
So you're a virgin?
What today is?
Has it been 90 days?
Wednesday.
If it's been 90 days, then yes.
Yes. Every 90 days, I get rebirthed like a phoenix.
Is there a number? I feel kind of awkward asking this because.
No, don't be awkward.
All right.
It's safe space,
All right.
goddamn. It's not going to go on the internet, so you're fine.
Is there a number in your head where you'd have a conversation?
6 months, obviously. I mean, I think that's I feel like if I went 6 months without the fornications, I think I would go crazy. I think so. Because sexual health is important for all.
You're a sex expert now.
No, I'm
with
not.
Those
I'm
glasses,
just,
I
no,
couldn't
I'm just,
tell.
no, fuck no. Just on the weekends.
So with me, if you met a woman off rip and she told you she wasn't going to for a year,
Then no, because that's silly. Unless it's we're just friends.
why? What?
What?
I
Can't believe you gotta respect women.
Men
Of
don't
course,
need to.
of course.
We don't need to be fornicating.
Come on.
You're missing the point.
Meat circle.
You're missing the point.
What's 3 months?
No
to a year?
fat November.
No, you're missing the point. I think that obviously it's we're attracted to each other, right? So if we're going on dates or whatever, it's there's that, we need that. But it's if you talk about it and she goes, oh no, I don't want to fornicate for a year. I'm sorry, that's my preference of well, no, thank you. That's a preference. It's
Men don't get preferences.
well, yes, we do, but
No,
you
because
do it respectfully.
first and foremost, the male gaze
Robert.
is an issue. So that's what we have to revoke.
What? No, if you do it weirdly, yes. If you go to the gym, which I've seen this guy at 24 sniff the bench after women. It's
Whoa.
weird.
Wait, have you reported this?
Yeah. Wait a second. You reported a crime on a podcast.
Actually, I probably should, but my roommate at the time, he was like, bro, that guy right there just sniffed the bench of that lady.
What? Do you go to the same gym as
24 on the Pearl?
No, we don't go to the
Dude,
same.
that place is ratchet, bro. Don't go there. I fucking hate it.
I will say this, and y'all get on me on this. When I go to the gym and there's a woman working out in front of me, I close my eyes. Dead ass.
That's a lie.
That is not
That's
a lie.
a lie. He's
That's
lying.
not a lie. I close my eyes.
I'm, Robert, you're making it weird. It's a lie.
I'm not. I do close my eyes. I really do.
Robert, that's even weirder.
Because first and
imagine
foremost,
if I'm walking past you and you're just...
I do that. I'm so dead ass.
Bro, the women are gonna go farther away from you because you're just, think about it.
I'm dead ass.
If you're making a thing, it's gonna be a thing.
Yeah. He's
Well,
gonna make
there's
it a thing.
certain people who don't make things a things, and then they're on someone's TikTok. You look up and you're like, "Oh man, this guy's looking at me," and it was like a millisecond. You're like, "What the fuck?"
I wish I get caught in those because that'd be so funny. Because I was like, I was not looking at you.
All right.
Well, really quick, I can bring it up really quick. If you live in Portland and if you don't live on the Rock, one of the most greatest things happened in our city. Did y'all know that the Portland Trailblazers are up for sale?
I heard today.
Do you all think Daddy Knight is gonna buy it?
He's not.
He's
It already came out.
He
He's
already
not
came out and
buying
said he's
it.
not interested.
Oh,
Yeah. You guys are
Wait, hold on.
fucked.
Did you just call him Daddy Knight?
of course not.
I gotta change that picture I sent you.
Or shop his head on Phil Knight.
Did you just call another man Daddy Knight?
Or
There's nothing wrong with that.
I do call another man Daddy, Sky Daddy.
Do you give Daddy
Well,
Knight 90
what's-
days?
I hear that they're gonna go to Vegas as well. Is
He
that
birthed me.
supposedly?
No, we're not moving.
That's what I heard.
So we'll just go through this topic pretty quickly. I will say this: there aren't that many billionaires in the state of Oregon. When somebody outside the state potentially does end up buying this, the likelihood of them relocating does increase tremendously.
That's what I'm saying.
Seattle's a bigger market. Vegas is trying to get a team there. There are also rumors about Mexico City also desiring a team. So
I'm really sad. I wish.
and it also is kind of curious to me how the Sounders and the Seahawks are not up for sale, but the Blazers are.
Do you guys just have bad? Like, I don't know anything about basketball. So, like, what happened to the? Why are they up for sale? What happened? The owner sucks.
No, the owner died.
Oh,
Yeah.
R.I.P. My bad. So why didn't his family or his?
Because they don't have any interest in running a basketball team.
Oh, that's fair. Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Damn. So Phil Knight's not buying it. Who's the? What's the other rich people around here? The Schnitzels I heard are like.
Amine. Bye.
Boy,
Mina can't buy that shit.
hell no.
That's probably like a
Probably
$1
try to
company.
be a super low minority owner.
Yeah,
No pun intended.
like 1% or some shit.
Yeah.
So after the sale of the Boston Celtics, this is actually the time to sell because right now the teams that are going to be the expansion teams are probably already bought.
Yeah.
There's not other teams on the market, so this is the time. It's a supply and demand situation that they're taking advantage of.
Yep.
How much money you guys have in your bank account? Let's all put it together, and we could do this.
Okay, so Rob is like 7 figures. At 7 figures now.
At least sell the car, sell something.
Actually,
Sell one of the cars.
Yeah, sell one of the cars.
I have one car.
Here.
First and foremost, cost is where's cost?
Hey, Drew. How much does a private jet cost to rent out to go across country these days?
Why are you lying on the internet that I have a private jet?
5 hours every other week.
10K.
So y'all are mad that I budgeted my money to go see someone I wanted to go see?
Budgeted.
Yes, we
Budgeted.
are. We're jealous that you
Budgeted.
can afford a private jet and didn't invite us. Actually,
That's a very funny word coming from you. Budgeted. When's the last time?
don't worry. He's
When's
broke.
the last time you've
He's
physically been inside a bank?
It's been actually a minute.
I know he has. Don't even look at your account, do you?
I do. I actually.
It
the
can
funny-
cost 25,000 to 100,000.
God damn.
First and foremost,
Can I hold $100?
Wait. Hold on. Is Robert a low key millionaire? I'm sitting next to.
Yes,
Like, is
bro.
this? My
do y'all
bad.
really think I would have dropped like 10,000 on these ads for this show?
Also, we've got
You're doing
we have
you're doing
3
it for a
billionaires
passion.
in Portland.
Okay.
Phil Knight, obviously. Travis Boersma, who's a Dutch Bros co-founder,
Yep.
and Tim Boyle, who's a Columbia Sportswear
That's the other one I was
founder.
thinking of.
I can
Also,
see him
want to
doing
throw
this.
something else out there where the Trailblazers have brought the city of Portland and like revenue from people traveling from like other states and like checking out restaurants and stuff like that.
Yeah.
About $600 million in annual,
Food sales.
well, just economic
Just-
activity.
Oh shit.
I mean,
Yeah.
you got things like parking,
That's-
concessions,
Yeah, yeah,
T-shirts,
yeah.
everything.
I mean, just like visiting local restaurants too.
Yep.
Yeah. So the whole
Hotels.
economy
Yeah.
basically for the
Yeah.
Well, I
So
hope they don't leave.
we, the city, would be losing that.
a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Now, I will say I believe the Motor Center's contract with the Blazers was extended till 2030, which would actually be a good amount of time
Yeah.
if they were to relocate for a new owner to build an arena somewhere else. Oh, it's very tricky timing right now.
Yeah.
RJ, I know you're a sports guy. What are your thoughts?
It is 2030.
I don't think the Blazers are going anywhere. There's no no point to move him right now. You know, Jody finally selling the team is good. I think. I mean, she wasn't invested. They need to get somebody who's invested, like a Steve Ballmer. I mean, obviously nobody's gonna beat Steve Ballmer, but they need somebody who's invested, or even the Phoenix Suns owner.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you, Andrew. Even the Phoenix Suns owner, by dropping those hot dog prices and bringing in people, they need somebody like that.
Do we know? Do you know what they value it at?
They're probably going to be overestimated right now, just based on the market that's out there.
I'll probably say like 4.
For what? 100
Bill.
mil?
Bill.
4 bill?
Yeah.
$4 billion.
Yeah, it's probably going to be.
Fuck off. There's no
Currently
way.
they're in the $4 to $5 billion range.
So probably like 5 to 6. Then.
I also do
Damn.
think that Phil Knight.
Sports Illustrated.
I also do think Phil Knight is playing possum right now because he was interested in the past, and I do think he's playing possum, saying he's not interested.
Okay, so here's my thing. And I mean no disrespect. I mean no. Hold on, let me get this off real quick. I mean no disrespect when I say this. Even if Phil were to buy, there is a strong likelihood, unfortunately, that y'all would be right back in the same situation. Hell, even within a year.
No, I think what's going to happen is that he'll buy it, and then whoever his successor is, he's not going to buy it without a successor in place, and that's who will be the owner eventually.
Okay, so let's just say his successor is, because I know RP, but I know Matthew died. Does he have, how many kids does he have? Yes.
I don't know off the top of my
Phil
head.
has
to be honest.
kids?
Jesus.
I don't even know if he'll be
Why
his
is that a
kids.
bad
I mean,
thing?
he was going to go into it with
I
the
didn't know they had
Dodgers
kids
owner
either. Yeah.
last time when they
Yeah.
were gonna, I mean, it could just be his partner in crime in this, whoever he buys it with.
But see, then that's my issue still. It would then be another person who's not from, I'm not even talking about this metro area, but the state. Where they
But that doesn't mean they're going to move the team.
it doesn't mean it, but they have a much, in my opinion, have a stronger likelihood than somebody who's actually invested into this community.
I disagree. I think that this team is going to be hard to rip away from the city.
Because of people's emotions?
Not from emotions. I just think based off the situation, I think it'll be hard to rip away.
Why?
I think the roster right now would be one. I mean, if you, I guess OKC and Seattle, when you looked at it, they had Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant, but what were they doing before that? They weren't winning as much.
Yeah.
They weren't selling out the crowds as much. I think Seattle's attendance was down at that time.
Yeah.
True.
But if I'm moving to a market that's already yearning and clamoring for an NBA team to be there, what difference will it make where they play?
They're already looking at expansions.
Yeah.
I don't think Portland's going to leave. They're already looking at expanding the league. Why would
Yeah.
they move Portland if it's already established?
Plus, it seems very pricey. I mean, I don't think anyone's gonna want to spend. You say $5 billion?
Yeah, you see those
4 to
tariffs?
5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's, I mean, I know we're talking above our pay grade, but there will be plenty of ownership groups that
There'll be
will try to jump on
multiple.
it. Yeah.
There'll be a lot
Yeah, the
of.
Saudis gonna come over and buy it.
I
Honestly,
mean,
at this point,
True.
like
that ass,
honestly,
like
The
yeah.
NBA already
LeBron
probably knows
might
the
buy it.
players in this.
You know, it'd be so profitable over there though. Like people love, like countries like that love American sports. Like they love American sports. Like I don't know why they wouldn't invest in that. Like screw the oil. Get over here and get the basketball team. You know.
Now the NBA already knows the groups that are going to want to buy it. They've probably known for years because there hasn't been really teams that have come up for sale
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah.
So what happens if somebody does and then the city rejects a tax increase to improve the arena?
We're gonna get an NHL team.
First and foremost, we already paid the goddamn art tax. So
I know, but like, you can make, bro.
them kids ain't making enough art.
I don't know how many NBA games you've been to across the country. Like that arena is pretty outdated at this point.
Really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
yeah.
That's the first NBA stadium I
Damn.
been to,
Actually,
so-
Tay actually made me realize I've only been to really one NBA arena in my life.
Which is that one? The
Rose
Blazers.
Quarter.
Me
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
the only NBA.
Damn.
Yeah.
I gotta check that off my bucket list. Go to another one.
Does Seattle have one?
No,
Team?
No.
Dude, I don't
not
know shit
anymore.
about basketball. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're
Yeah,
you're
everyone's-
floating.
Yeah.
but
More
like
of a soccer
Climate
guy.
Pledge Arena, honestly, like
Hmm.
as far as structurally, to me, it looks better than the Motor Center right now.
What can you do to modernize it?
Fucking rip out those goddamn old ass fucking seats for one.
That's fair.
And maybe add kind of like with what's the Clippers arena called? The Intuit Dome.
Into it.
I actually don't know off the top of my head.
I believe so, but like they have like charging ports within each seat. within certain sections. They have seat warmers.
You can't compare the Clippers stadium though. That's stadium.
But I mean, he was
that's exactly what it would look like. Is the Clipper stadium? There's no way an NBA team's gonna match that.
I would just imagine like bigger screens, just big TV screens, and like,
welcome to the
wraparound
Clipper
shit.
stadium.
That fed in like crowd noise within different pockets of the arena.
Brighter lights. I
Better
feel like
better fucking concessions besides just goddamn Killer Burger and Bays.
Sizzling
their
pie.
hot dogs there is actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, you were younger, Fred Lizzie?
I was gonna say that if it was a new owner though, I mean Jody Allen wasn't gonna do anything with this team.
No.
We all knew that she was just gonna sit on this and wait for the opportunity to sell. I think she said that she was ready to sit on it for 20 years. So she wasn't gonna do anything to the stadium or anything. So once a new owner comes in, we should be good.
How long has she owned it for?
7 years.
So what's wrong with her besides obviously you're all happy that she's selling? Like what
She doesn't
happened?
care.
Okay.
She's just
there's
netting a
passion.
profit.
She has
off
no
it.
interest in sports for
Yeah, there's
like,
no
in the
passion.
team.
Yeah.
So. I mean, I can't blame her. It's just her husband died, and this was his work.
And she's like, shit.
Or no, that was his sister, right? Jody's his sister.
Yeah.
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 Well, we're gonna go to a commercial break.
Oh shit.
All right, be back, y'all.
Backseat Critics, the movie review podcast.
June 5th. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. That was a dope commercial break. Shout out to the Backseat Critics. I hear they're coming back pretty soon. One of our favorite group of guys, but I want to talk about a legendary gentleman who's been in everyone's mind at least once.
Ooh.
Michael.
awesome.
What the fuck you mean by that?
Well, we wanted to be like this guy.
Say his name so I can
Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Crazy wording on that, but
You've never wanted to be Jordan?
he was never in my mind.
Michael Jordan, the basketball player?
Yes.
Oh.
He's been in your mind. He's in your mind right now because I'm saying.
Yes.
No, he's not.
I agree. I'm imagining all of his dunks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, from the
I know
Bulls.
you may thinking about his sweat and dominance. So that's never run through my mind.
At this time, the Boston Celtics have been eliminated from the NBA playoffs, and right now,
they haven't.
they're by the time this episode comes out, by the time this episode comes out,
They actually haven't.
they will be escorted out.
You know who has it?
And bought.
Hey,
My new ownerships. I don't know what shit we're talking, but we're talking shit.
They've already been bought.
Oh, shit.
Several months ago.
Shit.
No, big owner.
Anywho,
7.6.
long story short, and we're gonna keep it going. Michael Jordan, per NBC, right? NBC is going to be an NBA analyst in the next season, and I'm curious, Tay, because you are a never mind.
You good?
Group.
You good? No, you good? You good?
Tay, sorry. I'm curious. What is it like knowing that one of our all-time greats is actually going to be imparting his knowledge on the current NBA?
So the all-time great, but
Oh, great! Yeah.
I'm ready. I think Mike working on NBC is kind of nostalgic because NBC used to have the NBA contract in the 90s and shit.
Yeah.
Like all that shit, right? This is just a sign that we are in a all-time recession if Jordan's having to get a job. But no, on a serious note though, I think it's dope.
That's funny, though.
I think
That's funny.
I think it's dope though that no, he's
Damn, everyone got to work 9 to 5.
no, that's no. But I think it's dope though that he's coming back. Just shoot the shit, even if it's not like some deep dive like Tim Legler in terms of like X's and O's. He probably will talk a lot of shit just knowing his personality.
I just want him on the even though it's not gonna be TNT, I would want him with those.
With Shaq and that.
The bullshit.
Honestly, yeah, with Shaq and what's the other big dude? Dude, that dude kills me.
I ain't gonna lie, that wouldn't be a good show.
You don't think so?
Hell no.
Is Michael Jordan not goofy?
No.
He's too serious? He might
And
be goofy. He might be goofy.
He's
You don't
not.
know.
He's
not goofy.
he's not goofy,
He's not a
and
goofy guy.
them talking that wouldn't make for good TV because he would just sun them the entire time.
He'd be like this.
Damn near, yeah.
I'm curious.
Like, Charles, what you know about winning?
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be in a funny way. Like, I'm just confused. Like,
Yeah. Like he's like serious almost. Yeah.
I do. You know.
Then I saw a lot of awkward silence.
You football?
Soccer.
Okay. I'm curious. When Tom Brady was in the booth, like, because I thought it wasn't gonna work, and I was proved wrong. I think Tom's a good analyst for the most part, but like,
Yeah, all right.
okay.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
In terms of like play-by-play, I think Peyton's naturally funnier. So if I'm just like looking for it from entertainment value, I thought Peyton and Eli doing Monday Night Football was better. If I'm talking about somebody who could like break down the game, I felt though Tony. I'm not even saying this biasly as a Cowboys fan. I felt as though Tony Romo was probably the best play-by-play commentator I've heard in years in terms of actually walking through and painting a picture of what was happening on the field.
I couldn't give you that as a person who like each year I slowly get better with my football knowledge. I would say Tony Romo. Like he's a football figure I remember a lot.
Like there were times where he would legit, as they were lining up, like, okay, so if you're running trips right, double cross, he's gonna hit a post route in the back of the end zone, and literally,
That's what he did.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much what we have for that. But I actually want to push us to our next segment, and it's slow rollout. It's supposed to be fun, playing on games. We're gonna have some more games.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be doing some top 10s. We're gonna test our knowledge as a group.
I'm dumb as hell, so.
Are we giving this a 90-day trial period?
Sure. This is gonna be our 90-day trial period to see if y'all really enjoy us. See if we can rank the current top 10 things in this particular category. So we're gonna get the Fact Dragon on the mic because he's gonna guide us. And he's going to prompt us with our very first
Top 10.
Top 10.
I love it.
okay, let's get going.
All right. What do you guys think the top 10 first date activities are?
Damn, 10?
Yeah, you're right. This was Rob's side project, but all right, we're just gonna go for it.
No, I love it.
What do you prefer then?
We're gonna go for it. We're gonna go for it.
You didn't do the first one.
Should I still
Oh no, we have to do it in order. Can I just start like
You can
Jeopardy?
just wherever. Yeah, no. We're just ripping off
bowling,
Family Feud right
bowling.
Mm. 1.
now. No.
Wow.
Wait, yes, 9.
Yeah, going out for drinks.
Yeah. 10.
Dinner.
Wait, are we all just spewing it out?
Coffee.
1.
Damn.
Movies, obviously. If that's not on there, that's crazy.
No, that's a terrible first date.
It's not on there.
Wow, okay.
That's a terrible first.
Going to my house.
I'm just gonna cook you right now. That's a terrible.
Oh, no.
That's a terrible first date. You just you basically meeting a
Sit in
stranger,
silence.
sitting in silence with a stranger for 2 hours.
Oh, Robert, this is a horrible idea.
First off-
Organic conversation.
First
Are
off-
you one of those guys that talks through the whole movie? Like,
Yes.
hey, what's your relationship with your parents like?
I thought we were supposed to have 60 seconds.
Yeah. I'm right.
All
I
right.
was like, yeah.
All right, so we got 3. We got 3.
I have 3.
Yeah.
I don't know what y'all have.
Fuck off.
3, 1.
Walking.
Walking?
Going for a walk.
Going to the park.
That's also 1.
Is it picnic?
What?
Coffee and a walk.
Suck it.
Is picnic on there?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fuck off.
That's at least 10 points, so I won. You know what I mean?
Wait a second, how many more do we have
Want to get
left?
food at a restaurant?
Eat food at a restaurant.
Nice dinner.
I said dinner. I definitely said dinner already.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
Nope.
I did.
Nope.
Going to the zoo.
Whoa.
What? That'd be a fun
No,
first
that's
date.
great, though. Honestly. Zoo Lights is coming
Wait,
out, so that's
and
actually
this is
fun.
Oh my
for
God, look at these sad elephants.
What?
They're in
They're
enclosure.
trapped.
Right.
Do you feel like this relationship will be like this?
That's funny. All right. How many more do we have left?
You got about 4 left.
4 left.
2025. Going on a trip.
Yeah, road trip.
No, pay order.
Oh, roller skating.
Camping.
2025, not 1970.
Boo. You were good that other time.
Yeah, no.
No, he was spitting right there.
Just shut up.
Is a drive-in in there?
Driving? No.
Drive-in.
Drive-in.
Oh, drive-in.
Another
no.
1970s.
What do you mean? That would be
event.
so fun. Like, have you never been to a drive-in?
I
What's
have, not on the first
what's
date.
polling a friend?
Not on
Are
the
we
first
missing
date.
something?
Yo, can we get crowd participation? It's mandatory.
Oh God, no.
No. You're not gonna fuck up the footage. So
Come on. You're not in it.
You're not
You're
fucking
not
the
in
footage.
it.
You're
You're
here.
not.
Fuck, I don't know.
Well, you gotta
Did we
grab-
say
grab-
some
grab
good
the
first
mic,
dates?
Grab the mic.
They're fine. They're fine. Not, I mean, they could have been better.
Wait, what did you say?
They could have been a little bit better, I guess.
No. All right. So what's your guess?
I don't know. I don't have a guess.
Okay, so if a guy was like, let's go to...
What was y'all first date?
I usually just go, let's go grab drinks. That's like, It's just it's the
That's a
simplest
lack
thing.
of effort date.
I don't think so. I think that we're grown up. So it's like, it's like, hey, let's go grab drinks or go grab dinner and let's just see if we like each other. I think that's
Concert on there. Fuck.
That's another sitting in silence.
No, concerts would be
Damn it.
fun.
Okay,
I would do
That's
concerts.
fun. It's just not on the first date.
All right.
What about going to like art festival?
Oh,
or
museum.
Farmers
Yeah.
market.
Museum.
Hey, farmers market.
Farmers. Oh yeah, there we go. What museum?
No,
Farmers
farmers
market.
No,
market.
farmers market is number 2.
Number 2. Fuck.
What about bike riding? Or
Nope.
All right, 30 more seconds. We gotta get 2 more.
just 2?
Right? 2 more left.
Yeah.
Read the ones that we have already.
Yeah, read the
said
ones
real
we
quick.
So you got coffee and a walk, like farmers markets.
Yep.
Museum.
I said that. We said
Me,
that.
I said that.
We said that.
Picnic.
I said museum.
Mini golf
We.
/ bowling.
Nice. mini golf is
I
good.
said that.
Slash bowling?
I said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What he didn't say mini golf?
You said
I said bowling.
yeah.
Oh, laser tag.
No.
Ooh,
Fuck.
That's good. What about go karting?
Right now,
No.
this is feeling like LeBron, Kyrie, and Tristan Thompson.
Jeaton Thompson?
Cheating Thompson.
No,
Wait, so we
hold
have
on.
two- we
Don't get carried away.
Wait. So we have 2 left. 2 left.
Della-
All right,
Della-
what
Della-
we all get one last guess. We'll go from I literally got 2.
Delva, go.
Fuck out of here. All right. I'm gonna say going for ice cream, dessert.
I already said that.
No, you didn't.
He did.
Fuck. Okay.
Do it again.
Just hating.
One more. Come on, Robbie. Give us your best guess.
Going to a sporting event.
I already said that, fool.
Oh really?
One more. You get one more, Robert. Go.
Fuck.
No, you can't do that.
Shit. Going swimming? I don't know.
What the fuck?
We just went from Delva to Timothy Moscow.
What are you doing? Like treading water, being like, hey,
Perkins.
All
what's your
right.
favorite food?
You think Lou Amundsen was
Andrew.
on
Going to a play or an
No.
orchestra.
No.
Ooh, I think those are great.
No.
I don't know, bro. Going to the mall. Shit.
Going to the mall, he
Go to
said.
the mall.
Going to the mall.
No.
Sounds awesome.
All right. What was the last one?
So RJ said ice cream. That's close enough for one.
What the fuck? I just been said that.
I
We said ice cream.
dessert and ice
I said
Yeah, we
ice
said
cream a
dessert
while
and ice
ago.
cream.
You said ice cream?
Yes,
Yeah.
I said ice cream a while ago. Right after I said coffee.
Edit this out that he said it in the edits.
All right.
Help him out.
Yeah.
All right. What's the last one we didn't get?
Trivia night.
Trivia night. I ain't
Fuck,
one
are we
of
80?
those trivias.
Those are fun.
I feel like that's a group activity.
That is a group activity.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to like.
Yeah, so
Bring
that's
a date over and be like, you're
that's
gonna,
where
like-
it's you and then like 4 other girls.
Yeah,
and
oh,
you're,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
dating all
Yeah,
of them.
yeah,
I
yeah,
forgot.
yeah.
Women.
Women.
You're giving them an 90-day trial, see who works out, who
Respect
doesn't.
all women.
Maybe. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Whoa. Flag on the play. All right. This one has to be timed. And I thought this one was gonna be the last one. So we have one more and then we'll move on to the last topic.
Okay.
All right.
What is it?
Man, am I running? Okay. Top 10 celebs that are canceled or facing legal backlash currently.
The fuck?
R. Kelly.
It's so much fun.
Diddy.
It's so much fun.
Tory
fuck,
Lanes.
Tory Lanes.
yeah,
P.
yeah.
Diddy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Donald Trump.
Surprisingly not on the list.
Not on the list.
Tory Lanes, R. Kelly.
Just regurgitating everything.
Wait,
I know,
I'm
right?
just going through. I'm trying to like
Trey Songs.
Trey Songz?
Trey Songz on
G-Lo
there?
Green.
Nope.
Should be.
You said CeeLo Green.
Or CeeLo. Is it CeeLo? G-Lo?
Shut the fuck
CeeLo.
up. I haven't heard him in years. CeeLo.
No, he was though. He
Sean
was.
Kingston.
Oh, yeah. Sean Kingston.
He's not here.
Oh, who's that? Bobby Shmurda.
Think he put out a new song called Heil Hitler.
Kanye
West.
Kanye. All right.
Is Bobby Shmurda?
He just has a bad album.
Oh, okay.
No.
I thought I saw you like.
He's not canceled.
Oh my God.
What about the baby or
Oh, Blueface.
Blueface? No.
What
Blueface
the
is
fuck?
canceled?
We're
No,
naming
he's
a lot of men.
Wait, you said canceled and or facing legal trouble?
Yeah, Blueface
Top
definitely
10,
is.
See, like Blueface is in jail.
Yeah, he's definitely facing some. I think
He's in jail.
domestic and drug smuggling.
Oh, DDG.
Who?
This list was this. Was this list made before or after?
Probably after.
Okay.
Probably before.
Probably
Yeah,
before.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, time.
Who
All
else?
right. Rinse them out. Listen them out first.
All right. Russell Brand. Apparently, a bunch of sexual assaults.
Allegations, yeah.
Jonathan Majors, still.
Damn, I forgot about that nigga.
Lizzo. She's being sued by former dancers for sexual harassment. Nick
and
Carter.
fat shaming, I think.
Former Backstreet
that was
Boys
a thing.
singer.
It was messed up.
It was.
Anthony Edwards.
Not facing no fucking legal trouble. He just got baby moms.
That
That's not legal trouble.
No, it says he's facing a $40,000 fine for a homophobic rant in 2022 and a third-degree assault citation in 2023.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people I would have put in
Kanye,
place of that.
Rachel Ziegler. That one I don't necessarily agree with. She was Snow White actor.
But just know, a lot of men on that list. Men, get it together. Dirty bastards.
Yeah. Same
Not
echo
gonna lie,
chambers.
it sounded like it was like damn near 50-50.
Oh, damn.
Look at you.
Always be the victim.
Look
Bob.
at you
Always
fucking
be the
caping.
victim.
Well,
You jump in front of that
Hey,
bus.
didn't actually? I swear to God, earlier in this podcast, there was somebody on here who was saying, "Be very leery of men who want to jump out."
some dudes know how to play the system. Well, they be like, yeah, I really believe Megan. Yeah. They would say that to a chick they liked, and then as soon as they was with the boys, no, shit. I'd be like,
Yeah.
Them the dudes you can't trust.
Yeah.
Anywho, to bring it home, to let y'all know
When
we
he's
have
wrong-
some
when he's-
sense.
When he's
and-
wrong, he's always joking.
to have some sense, because this next topic to bring us home actually affects all of us. Per millionaires,
Speak for yourself.
millennials are the most educated yet the least financially stable and the worst paid generation in history, according to
Amen.
research. So I'm just going to read a little bit of this. Millennials stand out as the most educated in American history, with approximately 40% holding at least a bachelor's degree. However, this impressive academic achievement hasn't translated into the financial security. Compared to earlier generations, millennials face greater challenges and challenges in building wealth and achieving long-term economic stability. Now, this article, and I can reference this a little bit more, it kind of has more of the financial breakdown. It does kind of start in 2013, but before we add more of that, how they kind of break down numbers and figures, we are millennials, a lot of millennials in the room. How do y'all feel about that?
100% correct.
What?
Absolutely.
What's going on with us?
I ain't gonna check nobody else's pockets. I don't know. What Did I do it right? No, but I don't know what motherfuckers making. You know how much Josh makes a year?
Kind of.
So you don't. All right.
Yeah.
Who's your best friend?
Uh,
Do you know how much your partner makes?
absolutely.
Actually, no. Yeah, that's gonna.
Yeah.
that's
I mean, I think that
or how they
it's-
manage their money.
Yeah. Well, no, I think that it's 100% true. I think that the fact that a lot of us were scamming not scam, but
You're a scammer?
I'm gonna say scamming the idea of like we all needed to go to college. You know what I mean? Like I think I was one of those people that fell into that as well, to where I took on the burden of those borrow loans. So now, think about it. I went to a public school and got a bullshit degree in Parks and Recreation, but yeah, I owe like $58,000 in student loans. Like, how does that make sense? You know what I mean? My uncle, I remember when he was taking me around to do like college search and stuff, he was like, yeah, dude, when I graduated, I owed like $1,800 and I paid it off in like a summer working at a bar, right? So then you look at us now as millennials going to college and we owe all of this money, and then we're guaranteed a job right after college, but the jobs are always bullshit. And they're like, oh, you got to start at this level making $15 an hour, even though you just graduated from college. And then you're like not catching up continuously, because obviously now is what we're all living through. It I would call a recession in a way, where things are going up and our wages are still the same. In Iowa, it's still $7.25 an hour legally. Think about that. Legally, it's $7.25 an hour still in Iowa.
Damn.
That they can still pay you that.
What's the cost of living like there?
That's expensive. Like you're paying for a 1-bedroom about $1,000. Like, but you're not putting all the other aspects into it, like owning a car, insurance, bills, phones, other circumstances that we don't know about that people are also struggling with, right? So I think that a lot of times we have to look at it from a whole point of view of why people are struggling. Just because Billy is making $90K a year and you go, oh, Billy is struggling though. But like, we don't know what Billy's going through. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if Billy owes money or mom is sick or uncle is sick or you know what I'm saying. So I think that our costs has gone up dramatically, and I don't think that we as millennials are being paid fairly, and I 100% agree. I left one job from $46,000 a year to $80K, and it was just the fact that I was living on $46,000 a year, and then I went to $80K a year, and I still felt like I was still catching up even at $80K a year. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I 100% agree that, and millennials have a huge impact on that. Like we all struggle.
Just to chime in real quick, I'll say I agree with you within certain aspects of what you were saying in terms of the pay scale for certain jobs. One thing in the last 20 years, though, I feel as though our generation has done, we've went to college or pursued degrees based off of what we deem to be our passion or our, with something or industry that we have emotional attachment to. The purpose of school is to get a job that can sustain yourself, and hopefully along the way you can build some life skills and network, but that needs to be the number one focus. And unfortunately, more times than not, if you're getting a job in a sociology focused degree, the pay scale for that is only going to be a certain level. So if you have expectations of making 100,000+, maybe you need to focus a degree in a STEM related field, medicine, agriculture, so forth and so forth. Now I could just speak to like how HBCUs were geared like in the 80s, 70s, and 60s. That's why we had a lot more black people working with their hands back then, and while they may not be the most have the highest level of traditional education, they knew more and knew how to make money.
Well,
1 second, we have a fact.
Yeah, I'm just going to read off some numbers here. So the cost of a college education in 1960 was about $1,450 on average.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, for a year.
Break it all down. It's crazy.
Today, would be probably
for a 4-year degree.
For 1 year out of 4 year, it's about $9,500 to $32,500.
Yeah.
So, and then also between inflation between then and now, $1960 is worth $10.80 today. And also, if we want to talk about production and jobs, just in the food industry, which really you're turning over the same product, bread, vegetables, whatever food, has actually increased 390% since 1960, but pay's only gone up with inflation probably like 2%.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's what I mean about like people don't realize that it's a lot of times it's just circumstances, and just kind of piggyback on what you're saying about like people should focus on certain jobs that pays more, but it's like sometimes people aren't looking for money. You know what I mean? Like sometimes people are doing things that they are truly passionate about, but it's like it's not fair for us to go, well, just because you're a janitor that you only deserve $10 an hour. That janitor deserves just as much of respect and pay as much as me sitting at a desk doing absolutely nothing. And I'm not saying like
for sure
there isn't a pay scale.
For sure, but then I also wouldn't tell that janitor to then go get a 4-year degree accumulating $120,000 worth of debt in sanitation engineering if you knew damn well that field will never pay enough to make this bill go away.
Is that a real degree, sanitation engineering?
I'm pretty sure it is somewhere.
Yeah, it's like an engineering. It's an engineering thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
but
I'm bullshitting. Like,
that actually sounds like a real important job.
I still don't think it's fair to go, well, like Robert, you have to go and get a engineering degree, because it's like Robert he enjoys this, right? This is what he wants to do. So it's like we can't just go, well, that sucks that you're a janitor and you're not making shit and you can't pay your bills. It's like, well, that's not fair. Like, Robert does a great job. He's been here for 5 years. Why can't we pay Robert more?
Okay,
why can't we?
But see, like, those are two separate conversations to me. Like,
the real answer is just capitalism. I mean, that's all it is.
Yeah, it is. But like the increase in like pay scales and like people having a livable wage is one thing. You accumulating college debt.
Yeah.
Not you in particular, but
no, I do. I have a lot.
Yeah,
I have a lot.
I do too. But that was
my memo. I will say that at the end.
I do too. But like that was my choice to do so.
Yeah.
And could I have? No, and I still make pretty damn good money.
Yeah.
But could I have, got a degree in finance or
Yeah.
engineering, something that I know for sure will always be sustainable? Yes.
Yeah.
But
that's just your path though. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's just your path. So
I'm saying I could have. I did not.
I think
I took that risk.
yeah.
I think it's also what we don't talk about is the double-edged sword, where it's kind of like I've had the luxury of working in the community with people who do have like high-profile jobs of like being a doctor or like I'm talking about like top of the top. I hear them when they come into my office, right, and how like stressed out, depressed, and how like they're not even happy, and they have the money,
Yeah.
and they're just kind of like, man, I really don't see my family, or they're wasting it away doing spooky things. Where it's kind of like, yeah, you're working 80 hours for this, but it's kind of like, are you really enjoying it?
Exactly.
And but I hate to say like life.
No, I get what you're saying.
Like you have a lot of times you have a choice. You want to be happy and get fulfillment with your work, or comfortable. And the very few 1% find that balance.
Yeah.
But that's, for me, that's why I talk about content and then also living in your means, where it's kind of like, I think we can have a lot of the things that we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that with maybe 80K, or you can do that with a partner that has 30K. But when you combine it, it's like, all right, how do we live within this threshold? Not saying that you can't go on vacation, but this is how we can vacation, you know?
Yeah.
Or this is how we can, like, work with what we have.
Yeah.
And also, that's also not giving into account, the economy, what's kind of going on too as well, because that also like affects, but it also gets into the social media, like keeping with the Jones and stuff, as many times we talk about, it's kind of like, oh, I see this person do this. Can you be happy with what you can do?
It's comparison. That's the problem that, because you see a lot of times where like, those, I fucking hate these Instagram people that go out and do interview of like, how much should men make and whatever.
Yeah.
And it's almost putting on this unrealistic idea of like men need to make 6 figures for me to date them. And then it also trickles down to us as men. That's like, oh, well, like women wants us to make more money, so we have to grind and make all this money. But then it's like, are we really happy? Because
I think it's beyond that. I think this is for both people, where it's kind of like we set these unrealistic standards of what and how we're supposed to live and play house.
Yeah.
Like we're supposed to be equally yoked, and we're also supposed to be doing. I'm just kind of like, can you figure out what works for you with the family you're trying to create?
Yeah, I think a lot of times it's just insecurities. That's like a lot of it. Yeah.
You were talking about, this is a while ago now, but the janitor situation, slightly different job role, but doctors. There's a current doctor shortage in the U.S. Of about like 40,000 physicians because of access to medical schooling.
Yep.
There's a limited number of schools. There's a high bar to get in. And then also they end up with about $250,000 worth of debt when they leave.
Yeah.
And also when there's a shortage, they tend to reach burnout a lot faster. We have a lot of chronic conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, stuff like that.
And suicide.
Hypertension.
Yep. Yeah, no, that was all I was saying, because it's just like even for like well-paying kind of well-esteemed jobs, like
it's still
like
short.
doctors, it's still short.
Yeah.
Well, I think my final moments as we wrap this up is shit's getting weird.
Yeah.
Kind of makes me think like, did I even waste? Well, no, I think I definitely have to go to school for my type of job, where it's kind of like, man, it's kind of like, what kind of world it's going to be like the next 20 years type shit,
Yeah.
Do you have any fear about AI replacing you?
No, because what I do...
I'm not, that was a serious question.
That's a good question, though.
So what Tay's kind of alluding to, I'm a local therapist. I do therapy. Work with all different kind of people, race, creeds, religions, sexualities, all the things. And I want to say no. I would say if you're a really good therapist, people come to see you for you and how you interpret therapy. And just like with any film profession, there's good, average, and like the creme de la creme. And I would say if you're a really good therapist,
Where do you fall on that?
I'm not a Medea therapist, but I would say I'm working on doing a better job of this. I think I'm a really good therapist. I think for the people who do pay and see me, I try to give them, 150% effort.
I only ask because one of my boys, he admitted to me the other day that he actually uses ChatGPT to navigate arguments with his girlfriend. And it's actually, he says, been very effective in terms of like processing, digesting what she's saying, and then it leading to a healthy resolution.
And I'll say this: you can't chat GBT in the moment. You can't build skills in the moment. And this is why I tell the couples I work with, I'm in the room with you right now, and I know you can do these skills. I already know you can do that, but can you do this when I'm not in the room?
Right.
And it's really in the moment. It's hard to do the breathing skills when you want to wring your partner's neck.
Right.
And I think I work with the clients on like doing that and actually practicing that. And that takes just, cause it's kind of hard to whip out your phone and be like, should I respond to her?
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. That's just like, that's not human.
Right.
So to me, that sounds like,
Is this world still human?
Huh?
Is this world still human?
Is this world still human?
It's
We're
hopefully it
starting to get
stays
very
that
glued
way.
to it. We're starting to get very glued to these things.
Yeah.
You haven't let that thing go in like 20 minutes.
What are you talking about? I'm keeping pace of the show.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
I am.
Did you check the checks?
No. I'm looking at the wonderful breakdown by Tay.
First time today, huh?
Come on now, Tay. Come on, Tay.
Well, I'll just say this. If you made it this far, hopefully you're really thinking about what you're doing career-wise, because, that's a big thing. And here at the Play No Games, we have fun, we have information, we have slight controversial things we talk about, but most importantly, we play no games, and we appreciate y'all.
And we have wine.
Hey.
From Andrew.
Thank you.
Of course. Absolutely, gentlemen. I had an absolute pleasure. Let's do this again.
Yeah, you in that racing jacket, you came to win.
I did. I came to play no games.
You're not first, you last, Ricky.
Yeah.
Ricky
I don't know what that
Bobby.
noise was.
Oh.
Yeah, no,
Lord.
absolutely. What's that prayer that he did at the dinner table? Like, thank you, Jesus, for this 8-pound. Oh, it's not funny. Never mind. I ruined
We
it.
gotta get a leopard in here.
Yeah, I ruined it.
All right. And I was about to. If you like what we're doing, like, comment, subscribe. I now would know what you're talking about. You need to stop. And we're out.
Jesus Christ. Check the Google.
Oh, wait. What happened? What's